What's up, guys? Caleb from Vidgamerz here, bringing you another podcast. I know it's been like 5 years, but it's happening. We're going to try to relaunch this shit. With me, I got Garrett, the one and the only. Garrett, through Skype. What's up, Garrett?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Caleb. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great because today we know the future of Battlefield. Battlefield 1. That's right, Battlefield 1.
World War One.
World War One. Going back to the World Wars.
What's really funny is I couldn't believe that I was saying earlier. I wish that there was another World War One or two shooter.
You were telling me that before we started recording this, that you were just you had the thirst of World War games. You were tired of the modern bullshit that we have been getting.
Which is really ironic, considering Call of Duty 4 is probably my favorite shooter, and that ushered in the age of pure modernized warfare and nothing else.
Well, you gotta understand that Call of Duty 4, I don't like COD. Call of Duty 4 was one of the turning points for the modern shooter.
Yeah.
You know, going in, last generation, going into it, when a modern shooter came out, we were like, whoa.
It was usually like lasers, like complete, just like lasers. It went too far, too modern, too future.
Well, I'm just talking about like 2007, whatever, like starting, because there was a drought. Not drought, no. There was too many World War II games.
Yeah.
And like
a flood.
There was a flood. So when a modern shooter came out, especially on consoles and stuff, like Call of Duty went modern. Call of Duty went modern was like headlining. That was a big change. You got Call of Duty 1, 2, 3, big red one. All of World War II, Call of Duty 4 going modern. Okay? And now, here we are, 2016, and we want to go back to the past. We want to get to Flux Capacitor and Marty McFly and go back to World War One. Well, World War II, but World War One with Battlefield, which is something that's never been done by a AAA studio. Like, I'm sure you could find a shitty game on Steam that has the Steam Greenlight or some shit that takes place in World War One, and it's really bad and awful.
Made in Unity.
But made in Unity, of course. It'll run like shit. But hey, it's World War One, goddammit, and this is the best thing you can get until today. So you have DICE.
I want to play a game like a World War One Heavy Rain hybrid, if you get what I mean.
Heavy Rain hybrid, World War One. What do you mean, with like the swords and stuff?
No. Heavy Rain's more like it's like a narrative story game.
What game am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of Heavenly Sword.
No, I'm thinking of Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain is like, yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know. I like games like that in general. That's like a whole other.
See, that's another thing. I wonder.
Whole other thing.
I wonder if so single players in Battlefield, the single player in Battlefield, has been shitty the past couple of years. Okay, I'll admit it. I love the franchise. I love the series, but the single player is just your. Yeah, I bet they do this. Like, I bet that happens. Like, it doesn't capture anybody, you know? Like, oh, yep, the world's going to end. Yeah, I know. And I have to save it? Oh, tell me something else. Like, Bad Company 1 and 2 had good stories.
I haven't played them, but I'm going to ask, do you think they've been trying to go too much for a action movie aesthetic or something like that?
Yes, and I think they've been trying to go for the easy route.
Where it's like, oh, you're the hero, and the bad thing's going to happen, and you're going to run and gun, and you're going to save it.
Right. I feel like that's how Battlefield... Like, I don't even remember the story for Battlefield 4, honestly, or 3. They're so forgettable. Like, because the meat and potatoes is the multiplayer, and that's what they showed today at this event in the trailer. You can look it up if you haven't seen it already. It's what people want to see, the multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely. Okay? And that definitely, I feel, is
that's what
way more important than the single player. But like, I don't think they should put the single player behind.
They shouldn't. Even though any game that any first person shooter you have that's linear, it's going to be a one and done situation unless you go back and play on a harder difficulty for the achievements or trophies, whatever. So
achievements and trophies.
The majority of time spent on these games is in the multiplayer. Okay. But that shouldn't take away from the single player, because
that matters. That matters.
It does. It's still, maybe it doesn't matter. All right. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. But we were saying something along the lines of that single player does matter.
Okay, so yeah, single player. So if I could think back to probably all of my favorite gaming moments, if I were to put something into as cheesy of a category as that, but I'll have to say it, that my favorite gaming moments would have to be playing Legend of Zelda for the first time when I was like 6, Ocarina of Time to be specific, and learning how to beat it on my own, and the ingenuity of problem solving, puzzles, etc. And I understand that looking back, it was not very complex. I think it's a pretty easy game if you grew up playing games like that, but on the same level, in shooters, even Call of Duty 4's story was pretty interesting, and I was saying earlier how I like that game, especially the mission. Everybody always says this, all gillied up, where you go through
Oh
Chernobyl.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, that was you're like adrenaline is
Yeah, that
pumping, your
was. I
heart's
mean, that's.
racing,
I don't really remember the story
but
of,
that mission,
but
you
I
were
remember that mission, and I just remember like what the you even like blow someone's head off or something in that mission, right? You're like, are you
their
shoot
arm, I believe.
their
Like
arm? Yeah,
the
and
bullet was
then like the
going.
helicopter. There's a helicopter that falls down and like hurts. What was his name? McMillan or something?
Yeah, it almost does. It like stops right before it does, but yeah.
What is his name in that? I don't even know. It
Well,
doesn't
you
matter.
play as Captain McMillan there, but I can't remember who is.
Well, anyway, then you got to carry his ass.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my god, and set him down.
Oh yeah, because his legs get hit.
His
Yeah,
legs are broken
yeah,
or
you're right.
something, and you got to put him somewhere where he can shoot people, and
Oh
you
my god,
gotta,
the end of that mission. No.
yeah, and that's I've done it. I mean, we've both done it on veteran.
Yeah, that was horrifying.
That was a very, but right, it's you gotta, even though multiplayer, like we said before, it's where the most of
It's
the time's
definitely
gonna be spent.
the bulk of the game. Yeah.
But you can't just like I wish companies would just not include a single player. If it's such an afterthought, don't waste anything. Don't waste any time or resources or money on something that you're just half-assing. And I really believe that the Battlefield 3 and 4, the single player campaigns don't capture the experience of what Battlefield is.
Yeah.
Because you don't the multiplayer is just this wide scale 64 player, this just crazy
Mayhem.
moments, mayhem, and then it doesn't. There's none of that in the single player. It doesn't translate where you have like massive amount of people coming together in this big old. They just play it safe with like you and 3 or 4 people in a squad. Yeah, you gotta go here and collect intel. Yeah, and gotta win the war and blah blah blah. And then it just doesn't, because the single player should almost act as like a training ground for the multiplayer, I feel.
Yeah, like maybe I don't know if there is, but maybe there should be like some of the maps. If not, like there probably is, but beyond that, I mean, like actually what the multiplayer map would be, and but maybe a little bit bigger, and like you're progressing to each point and getting each.
Then you're gonna get people like, wow, they copied the single player, just all the multiplayer maps copied
Well,
and pasted.
not everyone, just some missions, because like that would be a great way to integrate it, like as fluid as possible.
Yeah,
Like you're
I
going in, you
agree.
get in a helicopter.
I'd agree because you'd be playing the multiplayer after going through the campaign. You're like, oh
Like,
man, I remember the mission that this was on. They made this a multiplayer map. Oh
yeah,
god.
like more so like imagine like you get a really like fanatical thing here, but it'd be pretty cool. Like you're playing a mission. Let's say you're doing a mission and you're on a boat and you're clearing it out, and then you get on a helicopter and you have to land in a valley, and the valley's huge, and that would be the multiplayer map.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
like
There's just so much.
like, there's a lot of potential.
There's
to
so
be
much
had.
they can do.
It's so grandiose.
Garrett,
Yeah.
there's just so. But see, the thing is, what's happening is these, and I'm really surprised back onto the time period that they chosen. And there's fucking horses in a Battlefield trailer, Garrett.
Yeah,
horses.
that's gonna be nuts.
Fucking horses. But that that makes me really excited because these big publishers and these big like money grabbing bastards. I like DICE, but they're EA or their parent EA wants to make money.
Yeah.
Is that these companies that has all this money are afraid to break out of the normal. They're afraid because if it flops hard. They're losing money, and they don't want to do that, so they play it safe. That's why you got to go to these indie developers to get your different experiences. But here's DICE, AAA studio. They're they're doing something different, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I cannot.
They're doing something different.
Because if it works, get ready for Wave 2 of the World War II shooters.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. Are we ready for that? I'm sure in 5 years we'll be going, God damn, man, modern military, where are you?
I wish.
I just want to shoot a fucking.
Battlefield 1 never came out.
I just want to shoot a fucking M4 and put this fucking Thompson away. You know, but where we need, and even if it went future, because it was like, you know, the before the event, it was like learn about the future of Battlefield. Like they were trolling. They know what people wanted, and they know what people were afraid of. But even if they went to the future route, I don't know. It just seems so, because then you just get a Halo clone.
Well, I don't know about that.
I only say that because of the Doom. I played the Doom beta.
Ooh, I have not.
And it's just the characters look like Halo characters.
Oh man.
And it's not your.
I heard a lot of people complaining about it.
You don't start with the shit weapon, okay? For arena-based shooter, you start with a machine gun and it's shit, and you go and you pick it up. They have loadouts, okay? You can spawn with the rocket launcher. And it's like, now is it fun? Yeah, I had fun. I played a few matches of the beta, whatnot, but it's just, what is this? But that's a whole other story. We're gonna get back on the Battlefield. So if they went to the future route, I think I wouldn't be like not the near future, the distant future, because you got Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare. You know, you got your guns that looks like an M16. Well, that looks like an M60. There's a grenade launcher, and like they take the near future games, the near future era. I'm not even talking. I can't even talk. The near future era lets them have their modern military gameplay. What are we talking about? It's like gameplay.
Future shooters. If Battlefield goes to
no. I'm just saying what Call of Duty has done so far. They always take the modern and throw in some new ideas.
Oh yeah.
If Battlefield went future, I would want it to be all future. Like just crazy.
What was it? Battlefield 2142.
2142 had like mechs and shit. They had these mechs, and they had these big old airships that hovered in the air where the commanders could move it around. And if you blew it up, then you win. Like it was just completely.
Yeah, imagine that now.
I would kind of want that.
That sounds kind of cool.
Like, I would kind of want that.
How was Battlefront?
I played the beta. I do play video games, people. I don't just play free betas. I play the Gears beta too, by the way. No, I play the Battlefront beta, and it's awesome. That game's amazing. It looks amazing. It runs amazing. It sounds amazing.
I'm thinking about getting it.
And it's cool. And it's cool because it doesn't have 50 million unlocks. It's cool because it doesn't have a learning curve that's like a 90-degree slope, 90-degree angle. Like, it has a limited ammo. Okay, that's what's weird. Yeah, the guns have a limited ammo. They just overheat. That's how they do the balancing. And it's just your straight, like, old arcade shooter kind of thing, where you just go in, pick your guns, and you just start blasting people. You don't got to worry about, oh, that guy killed me. Oh, because he had the this attachment, and this attachment. Or, no, it's just, well, he has better accuracy. It's kind of going back to, you know, Call of Duty 4 and what that brought to the table based on, like, you had to be actually good at the game and there was some perks in it, but it all came down to skill.
Kind of, but there are definitely ways to cheat it there. Because I could think of 1,000, I don't know, I play that game a lot.
You have.
For those who don't know, I have put a ridiculous amount of time into Call of Duty 4. I love that game.
It's a good game.
But I know I probably mentioned it like 4 times already.
It's okay. It's a good game, and it's just it's basically what I'm trying to say is Battlefront is simple.
Yeah.
And with Battlefield 4, they like doubled the unlocks from 3, and it's just so much shit. Okay, there's just when you have too much content, there's a fine line of having enough content.
That's how I felt when I loaded Black Ops.
Right. There's just so much, and they're looking at Bad Company 2. Which is kind of on a high pedestal of being like the best Battlefield in recent time, and there was only like a few unlocks.
Oh,
Okay,
that game was so good.
like you just have to focus on your core gameplay, and if your core gameplay is good and not repetitive,
Mechanics.
the core mechanics are good, then the game will be played for many, many, many hours on people, on individuals. And that's what Battlefront is. It's not complicated. It's very simple, but it's your, what they say at the event today for Battlefield, that rock, paper, scissors gameplay. Just that, rock, paper, scissors. Not rock, paper, scissors, tornado, hurricane, flood, or whatever. Like, just stupid shit. Just rock, paper, scissors. Okay? Like, someone chooses scissors, you choose rock, you win.
Yep.
And that was just simple as that. It's not because, well, they'd had the hurricane or they did the tornado and they did the tornado with the hurricane. No. It's simple. That's why Battlefront, I feel, was really fun. And I think that's what they're going to do with Battlefield 5, because I think there's a quote somewhere where they're basically saying what I'm saying, is that with Battlefield 4 and 3 they learned that, yeah, having a lot of unlocks is good, but then it just becomes too distracting.
Yeah, going through menus for like an hour, trying to look at everything you got to get or what you can get or what loadout you're going to do to get the most experience. And then you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of having a bunch of guns.
At that point, you might as well be playing an RPG, for real.
Right, I like having a lot of guns. It's just the attachments, and there'd be attachments, and same goes for Black Ops 3, that there's attachments in 4 where they would offer the same buff, and they weren't different. Like, there were like 5 different silencers for a particular gun in Battlefield 4, and they all do the same thing. And it's just why. So like cosmetically, okay, it changes it, but is anyone really, Garrett, tell me, is anyone really paying attention to the girth of my silencer?
I don't know, man.
Is it that's what it's come down
It's
to?
the last thing they see, so it's like, you know.
That's what they see coming around the corner, and they're like, man, that's a big old suppressor. Like, it's just, there's no point.
Quiet.
Right.
Oh my god, no, I kind of like I really liked the Halo 1 route in weaponization, personally. I liked assault rifle, shotgun, sniper rifle, magnum, needler, plasma rifle, plasma pistol. I liked that. It was really simple, and it was like, okay, there was like the bullet weapons and the energy weapons. Bullet weapons did more health, energy weapons did more shields. Okay. And like, you kind of like got the advantages pretty quickly on all of them. It was pretty. I liked that.
Right, it's something that's easy to grasp. You know, something. I think the reason why there's so much frustration sometimes in Call of Duty and Battlefield is because there's so many combinations you can have.
Yeah. It's almost like, what's the point? It's
and
like,
for the developers, that they gotta balance that shit, because every new unlock they add, every new perk Call of Duty adds, there always has to be a counter, and then so you make that, and then that one needs a counter. So you make that, and then what's the?
And then one of them can't be like better than the other, you know. And then you got to fix that in a patch, or hopefully beforehand. But you know how it is nowadays. Definitely not.
I just hope they're fine. I'm trying to look up right now on the spot of some information about Battlefield 1, but I know that one thing they said that's kind of interesting is that vehicles will be class specific.
Ooh.
Meaning, if you're a sniper or recon or whatever they're going to call it, sniper class, you can't get into a helicopter and fly it to a mountain and jump out and waste that helicopter just to get a good sniping position.
That's pretty smart.
Right.
But like, you can still have someone drop you off if you want to be smart.
Right. I think that will really kind of tighten up the gameplay about it, so it's not just tighten up the team aspect of what
that's
Battlefield
interesting.
should
Like,
be.
ways to build actual teamwork is a huge wall to hurdle over, because everybody wants to be Rambo, and I can attest to that.
Right.
I want to be Rambo. But usually I play a support character or a healer character in games. But I don't know. I can't help it sometimes.
Yeah, I like being a medic because you get mad points.
Yeah, I like that too. That's usually what I would try
You get mad points on that. So I'm looking at some bullet points here for what Battlefield 1 is going to bring to the table. It is still 64 players, obviously. I like some of this is market or PR spin. I don't know if you know what PR spin is, Garrett.
Oh, I I think I do.
um, squad up with your friends and join in the most epic battles in first-person shooter history with up to 64 players fighting as infantry or piloting vehicles ranging from tanks and bikes on the ground to biplanes and gigantic battleships. Experience
Who?
the dawn of all-out war, be a part of the greatest battles ever known to man, from the heavily defended Alps to the scorching deserts of Arabia. War is raging on an epic scale on land, air, and sea as you witness the birth of modern warfare.
I can.
Earth-shattering, intuitive destruction. Yeah, see the whole destruction thing.
Yeah,
Um,
always
so
love that.
Earth-shattering, intuitive destruction. With intuitive destruction, no battle is ever the same. Destroy vehicles big and small. Demolish entire buildings from tiny wooden houses to massive stone forts. Even the grounds on which you're fighting can be blasted apart.
Ooh.
And there is a rumor, and I guess it hasn't been confirmed yet, that the maps will have day and night cycles.
Oh man.
And that's something I've always wanted, and I'm surprised they've never done that, because with Frostbite, the engine that powers the engine that powers Battlefield from Bad Company 1 to the current, they always talk about how great their lighting engine is and how their lighting is dynamic and it's not baked in. Like the lighting you see is happening in real time, and they've never done a day and night cycle. Like they have night maps. Well, they have a night map for Battlefield 4, which is crazy.
Have
But
they done dynamic weather? They have, right?
no, that's something else that's rumored too. Dynamic weather and
Ooh.
time, I think. Well, not yeah, dynamic weather in a sense where
Rain or not?
yeah, well there's a map where like a storm comes in, and then when the storm comes in, this ship out in the water that's half destroyed is held up by a windmill in the ocean or something. And like when the storm comes, the waves kick up and it starts knocking the ship against this windmill, or you can shoot it to make it happen faster. Then this unmanned ship, this battleship, like goes on land and like takes out a house, like a building, and it can kill people. You have to watch out for it.
Damn.
But nothing dynamic, like as in like random. Like it's set in. It's a set event. It's a
Yeah.
part of that levolution.
I
But
could only imagine like doing like submarines and battleships on a huge island, like huge island map, and then like a storm comes in, starts making it choppy, harder to drive the ship, and
right, like that would be awesome.
that's the
Or
one thing I really loved about Battlefield is like playing Call of Duty, you're like running with a gun. Playing Battlefield, you're like in a war.
right.
Whether
And
like,
they,
you
they,
take
they
whatever
immerse
means
you. They immerse you so well in it. I recall when you had Turtle Beaches and you played Bad Company 2, and you
Yeah.
hear birds chirping and the
Yeah.
wind like picking up the grass. Like
putting on war tapes.
their sound design is the best in the business, I think, or one of the best. There's some other good studios that does sound design nicely, but they
For a
whoever
shooter,
they
it's-
hired,
yes.
yeah, for a shooter, they've done it. They
I think I
have.
saw a video where some by them and they were recording someone shooting like an LMG from multiple angles. Like I think they showed at least 20 angles or
Yeah,
something.
they use the Swiss Army.
Yeah, and there was just like them like shooting off a couple rounds so they could get like every dynamic
Right.
sound from where,
Right.
when,
And they
etc.
probably have like a microphone set every like 100 meters.
Yep.
Because the gun's gonna sound different the farther you're away from it. But where was I going with this?
Which is great.
The dynamic time. So I would like to see where, have, like maybe 5 minutes in game is like maybe 2 hours of real time. Like just imagine start of the map, start of the round. The time of day is set randomly, so you're coming in morning, and then 5 minutes into the match, it's high noon and midday, and then you're coming to like farther through it. You're coming like at night.
And then like imagining if you fought for an entire day, being like, oh my god, this match was so long. Yeah, that's interesting. It'd be an interesting thing, but I'm more interested in like weather almost. I think it'd be interesting to see how much weather could change everything. Hello?
I'm still here.
Yeah,
I think it
okay, just
definitely
making
can. I don't know. Just if they're doing well, they already did the night. They tested the night for Battlefield 4, and if they can do See, if they can do night right, meaning like when it's dark, it makes all those attachments that has like a tactical flashlights or whatever meaningful. It makes having night vision meaningful. Like I want dark maps.
Yeah, I always
I
thought it
want
was funny that in like Grand Theft Auto 5 they had all the flashlights and all the guns. So I always was like, why?
right.
What's
Or
the
Call of
point?
Duty 4 where you can turn on night vision anytime you like.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, pointless.
Like I
Not
want to
what
make
gives.
that stuff. I don't know. I don't know if it's a limitation or what, but I want when it's dark. And the only light source is either have the moon a little bit and people's flashlights. Kind of
Yeah.
like, have you ever played like Left 4 Dead? Like something like that, where you just
Oh
see
yeah.
people's flashlights and it's dark. I
And
think,
literally the only field of vision is the flashlight, yeah.
right. And with, and
No, I think we need to see more of that. That'd be way interesting. And like having people come at you from all sides and it's all dark.
right.
Just like real life and you'd be really confused.
And if
or
that
something.
is true for this game, this is World War One. It's just gonna be flashlights. They had flashlights right back then. It's just gonna be flashlights, and I think
Or torches.
yeah, torches or flamethrowers or something. I don't know if that got in.
Using flamethrowers for light.
Yeah, I don't know if tanks will have flamethrower. That might have been just a Vietnam thing. I know tanks were slowly starting to get introduced in World War One.
They
Yeah.
showed one in the trailer, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that giant zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder. There's probably gonna be a game mode that revolves around the Zeppelin or something. But I think that doing this World War One era makes it easier to even design a game because you don't have to deal with the modernized technology and gadgets that are basically
everything's established.
right. It's easy. It's basic because the technology at that time was basic. So you don't have to worry about handling night vision or or handling infrared scopes or handling the different sights and all that stupid stuff. You don't have to deal with that. It's easier to balance it out.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have a well balanced game because of that decision.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like all their World War wasn't man. I'm gonna sound like I don't know anything about history right now.
That's fine. Well, once you graduate high school, you don't know anything
I
about
know.
history.
I know kids don't drop out.
All right.
I didn't, but pay attention.
Right.
What? All right, Battlefield 1942 and 3. What are those? 2, right? World War 2?
Yes, they're both World War II.
Yeah, I really like 43. That's one we
Yeah, 43 was simple. Like,
But yeah, I really appreciated how 43 was. It was like a couple guns based on what? Well, yeah, it was really just like 3 guns, right?
yeah, 3 guns.
It was
Unlimited,
like 3 guns.
3 guns.
I keep saying that. Like, I appreciate I understand that they want the a trillion unlocks to keep you playing and
Right.
want that. But at the same time, I kind of wish that they
Like
would
the core game.
cater to-
This is back to the core gameplay of Battlefield works. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have their tight rock paper scissors gameplay and just give you a nice decent map that has a
It's
lot
fun.
of, it's fun. They don't
Yeah,
have to. They don't have to handcraft routes into the map. Just give me a plot of land, a couple paths, couple vehicles, and you have mayhem.
Exactly, and I love that. Like,
That's all it takes.
I keep saying that, but yeah, I wish that more like modern game companies
It's
would
a
just appreciate the
sandbox
simplicity.
shooter. That's what it
Yeah.
is. It's a sandbox multiplayer first-person shooter.
Just appreciate
Like
appreciate
Grand
the
Theft
simple
Auto,
things.
they don't tell you what to do. They go, well, here's the city. They give you some tools. They have this big old map, and they say, do whatever you want.
Oh man.
And I think I really hope this game is. I do like Battlefield 4. 3 was okay. 3 had so much hype though, because Battlefield 2 came out in 2005. Battlefield 3 came out in 2011. So you're gonna have hype that you can't meet no matter what. But I think
It's been long enough.
I think they did a little bit better with 4. I do like 4 better than 3. But I think now that because they've said, there's a quote that they said they don't know why Bad Company 2 is so popular. They don't know why. And if you think about it, it's like, well, how do you explain it? Why was Bad Company 2 and I think it's
When did it come out?
Bad Company,
2009 or 10?
yeah, 2009 or 10. And I think they kind of answered that though, and what we're talking about is the amount of unlocks and the amount of bullshit that people can have equipped and kill you, and Bad Company 2 was just so simple.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're learning is it's just simple. I mean,
a lot of people play Bad Company 2 beyond just unlocking things. Like,
Right.
didn't you have everything unlocked?
Yeah, I was the highest rank in the game, everything unlocked.
I wasn't highest ranked. I may have had everything unlocked though.
It didn't take that much.
Yeah, exactly. But,
It's not like
I was
there
about
were
to say-
50 ranks in the game. It's not like, well, the last thing you get unlocked is this at rank 45. No, you put a little bit of time into it, you'd have everything unlocked.
It was just oh man, I don't want to say perfect. That's not true, but like, oh man, it was really fun. Like all my memories of that game were very fond. I really, really like playing. Like, hold on one second. Okay, one of my favorite times, or one of my favorite memories of that was when both of us were playing. We were playing the mode with the A and B points. We had to put explosives on, and we could not reach this one A point.
So you're talking about the rush game mode.
Mm-hmm. It was Rush.
Okay.
And I remember both of us thinking, like, man, we cannot get through here. How are we going to do it? And I remember you saying, I'm going to put smoke grenades on the UAV helicopter and fly over and give you, like, cover. And then I threw smoke grenades out of my M16 or whatever at the same time.
The smoke grenades were actually really
yeah.
really
and
helpful.
was like, we could not get past these snipers and these people, and so we just put up so much smoke they literally could not see, and I was actually able to arm it, and then we were able to...
I think I remember that.
Held it. And
I remember doing, if it wasn't that exact experience, it was, I mean, that was a tactic because the smoke grenades actually did something.
And the fact that like we could work together and do that, especially because in most games I'd be like, smoke grenade, why would I even use that?
Exactly.
What's the point? But like in that game, it was such a versatile option. It was actually viable to the point of being able to help us win that match. And just even having that option just to use one.
Yeah, these games, you can't, I mean, it does help if you have someone to play with, because if you just play with randoms and you play it like any other online shooter where you're just kind of like running around and don't have a plan, you will lose. The other team, if they just have a slight of team play, they will destroy you. It's not like you can't play Battlefield like you play Call of Duty where you just get into a game and you just run around and you're just looking for people to shoot at.
Yeah, it's almost like two different games.
It is. And I think they can... I don't even think they're really competitors. They are, they're not. They're competitors that they're both first-person shooters.
People treat them like they are, but yeah, one of them's definitely just like an arcade shooter. The other one's more like immersive experience.
Right. Because there's been a lot of times, many times, playing a game of Conquest on Battlefield 4, and it's been like a 45-minute match, and when I'm done and I set down the controller and my headset, my brain feels like it has took a math exam. Like I am mentally drained by like when I die, look at the map, see what bases they have, see where our team's going. Okay, we're going to come around. We're all going to come around. We're going to capture all. And it's just, and then you got to run around, revive guys, or run around, repair these tanks, get these tanks going, because if they blow up, we're done for. This is what's pushing us through. And at the end of the game, when you win, it's just like, whew, like it is.
Like, yeah, we did it.
It's a good feeling. And then my head hurts. Like I just took a math exam. And that's
that level of satisfaction. And then when you get beat, you're like, man, they had a better team.
Right. Like we just had a bunch of, like, I bought Battlefield 4 recently actually for the computer. And, one thing about the computer version that you can't do on consoles is you have text chat. And I joined a server, we're getting destroyed, and, someone typed on the chat, what the fuck is this team doing? Like, he's like, why do we have 6 tanks at our main deployment? And I'm just like, we're making sure this main deployment isn't going anywhere. Like, it's just, and we got destroyed because we're just not all on the same page,
Yeah.
Like, you just got, like, it's like when you play, Domination in Call of Duty, and the game starts, and all of the team goes to the A capture point, and all of them wait until A is captured before they go to B. You know you're going to get screwed. You need half, not even maybe 3 guys stay at A to capture.
Yeah, because no one's
the rest of the team needs to go to B. Okay, If you have the whole team at A, they capture it.
Take notes, folks,
Right.
please.
You have
Everyone
to.
hears this.
Don't have the whole team capturing A. Okay, you won't get the 50 points or 5,000 points because the new Call of Duties, they just keep adding zeros. So you won't get the 5 billion points for...
I think they're in a 50,000 now.
I don't know. You don't get the points for capturing the flag, but...
You win the game.
You win the game, and you probably will get an ass ton of kills because they won't be able to get to the middle base. Like, that's the kind of... Everyone has to be on the same page, and that goes for domination and Battlefield. Like, you have to have... the people that rush to the jets and gets the jets the first, they have to go and look for the enemy jets. The people that gets in the jeeps and stuff, they have to go to the far, flags of the map and capture them first. And the tank should just... everyone should just be working together, not just to do whatever, because you're just going to get destroyed. Because I'll try, like when I'm getting raped, I will try to be that person. I will try to be that person. Kids still say that, right? I'll be the bigger person.
I don't think so.
And take my lonely self around the whole map and start capturing a base by myself. But the problem is, once the enemy team sees that base flashing on their map, they're going to spawn 3-4 guys there and destroy me.
Yeah, when you're just all by your lonesome. Hey, that was
Right.
the problem I had when I was playing Destiny a lot in pretty much the same game mode.
You gotta have a squad, and you gotta join a squad and squad up with randoms and have them. That's why I kind of wish there was text chat in the console versions, because not everyone wears their headset, which is weird. Or they do and they're in a party chat.
Or they just don't care and they're just sitting there
They
quiet
just don't
on
care.
you.
They're just
listening to you.
Or the people who play objective game modes and just play for kills. Those are my favorite people.
That's how COD 4 shipment would be. Everyone would just go pro and just start spraying with their LMGs, waiting for someone to walk by.
There's people that do that in Gears of War and King of the Hill.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, I forgot about that.
And you'll get and they'll be a billion times better than you. You'll be absolutely getting destroyed, and they won't capture the hill. And it's like, what's the time limit on this game? Oh, it's a limited. Oh, we're gonna be here a while.
2.5, 3-hour matches. I've seen that. And
I'm getting just demolished by these people.
Just to the point where the host just set his controller down, just letting people join.
Right. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. It's the people who play objective game modes or objective playlists and don't play the objective, because they finally added Team Deathmatch to Battlefield. Before, okay, they're like, I don't really care for Conquest. I don't like Rush, but Conquest is like the closest thing for Team Deathmatch, yada yada, and that's understandable. But now there's a Team Deathmatch mode in Battlefield that they added. But I don't know. Conquest is just a good map. A good mode, because the people who don't even capture bases, they're just playing for kills, actually help you win the game anyway.
Yeah, because then they can't hit the flags.
Well, no, because it's based on the tickets,
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because
each team has like 500 tickets, and each death lowers the enemy, they go down a
depending
ticket.
on how many flags you have, right?
Well, no, one kill. So if I kill someone on the enemy team, and the enemy team has 500 tickets, I kill one person, and this is us having no flags whatsoever, they'll go down to 499.
Yeah, but if you have 3, they'd go down to 497.
What, 3 kills? Yeah.
No, 3 flags.
Oh, 3 flags. It's a weird tick rate. It's like a percentage. It's weird.
Oh, so that just makes it go down. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
If you have one flag, if you have one flag, they have all of them. Their tickets will be going down, but of course, since they have majority, yours will be going down quicker.
Okay, yeah.
And the first team that gets a 0 loses.
All right, so yeah, those two things are independent to each other.
Right, it's not like,
Makes sense.
you have to hold majority of bases to do anything. No, you have one flag, and you're killing a bunch of people. In theory, you could make it almost a tie game.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're just raping them and you have one flag, but they're just dying, it's still like a tie game.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Okay. I don't even know how long this has been going. So yeah, Battlefield 1. Obviously, if you pre-order it, they already have a Battlefield 1 Hellfighter pack.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's what's funny is people don't even criticize that, because that's so the norm now.
Yeah, it feels. I just got the I just got a PS4 finally. I picked a great time.
Yeah,
And
we didn't even talk about that. I don't know if that might be later.
and I went on the store just to look at some games, and I noticed a theme, and there would be the game Extra Edition, and then the game Ultimate Edition, and I think I saw that on a lot of games, like
Well, it's
enough.
everything, you
I
know.
know, and it's weird to that's very weird to
And
me.
you got that back on the Call of Duty page. You got the COD 4
Yeah.
remaster,
Well, yeah, just the COD remaster,
exclusive to the Legacy Edition, which runs $79.99 or $80, whatever.
which I'm going to begrudgingly pay.
He will pay, and people will pay.
Yeah,
And
everyone's gonna
Garrett,
pay,
you're
by
part
the
of the
way.
problem.
I have not bought a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 2, and I'm gonna buy this game.
Oh, is this what this
It's been a
is?
long
Is this
time.
what this is? A dick measuring contest? I haven't. I bought Battlefield. I bought Call of
World
Duty.
at War.
No, I bought Black Ops 3 like 3 months ago, and the last Call of Duty I bought before that was World at War.
I didn't even know you bought 3 or Black Ops 3. Yeah, I thought it was World at War was the last one.
No, I did buy Black Ops 3. It was on sale for $30, which is cheap for a Call of Duty game because right now Black Ops 2 runs like $50 on Steam.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was just
It's so
like, I'm just
stupid.
gonna buy it. I just need something to. I just need something dumb to run around and shoot. I haven't even started the story, and I've
Yeah,
had the game for.
I almost bought the new PS3 edition, but instead I just bought a used PS3 and the Division because I realized I would
PS3.
not play. I mean, oh man, listen to
Ugh.
me. I know, dude. It's really hard for me to.
It's not really hard for me
It's-
because guess what? This is on year 3 on the next gen.
I know it's. I do play video games, guys, but
He does.
but I keep up with current news too. But playing them, I've been behind on. I finally got a PS4 though, and
Right.
I'm trying to start.
What was I saying?
Uh, I don't know, man. You were talking about Black Ops, playing something.
Right. So
shoot.
it's been what? World at War.
Oh yeah. Last time we bought a Call of Duty game.
8 years. It's been
Yeah.
8 years since I bought a Call of Duty
Remastered.
game.
And getting that COD 4 remaster, how you have to get it with Infinite
Yeah,
Warfare.
$80
Which is-
because
I do
because
agree,
this is
dumb
every
as
game.
heck.
It's every game where you have 3 tiers. You have the base tier, you have some middle tier that always comes with like a steel case and a booklet of some shit, and then you get the $200,000 version of a little statue of a soldier carrying his gun.
Yeah, which I guess like has been going on for a while. Because
It has been. It has been.
I remember
because-
being young and being like, "Oh, sweet! I got the Legendary Edition of Halo 2," and
Right.
thinking it was so cool. I
And
had
how
this-
Halo 3, the legendary or whatever, came with that little helmet that could fit your like Chihuahua or a cat.
Everybody was mad you couldn't wear it.
Right. That goes on. That goes like Gears 4. It's like $100 and something, and it's Marcus's son on like a motorcycle, and it's like, why does anybody want this? Like, why?
Yeah, that sounds pretty redundant.
And then
yeah,
it's the same thing with the Battlefield or whatever edition they got. You get some dude like.
Yeah, what's this whole like season pass meme and like
Oh yeah, you got the season pass.
you got the season pass, like, oh, you don't have the season pass. And okay, all right, this is the number one thing that's killed me. The number one thing is, how many DLCs has Destiny had before the Taken King came out? Was it 3 or 4? 3? It was 4,
See, I
right?
don't know. Like, what do you
I don't
mean?
know. I'd have to
Name
look-
DLCs or
like expansion pack DLCs.
because expansion? Is there a season pass
How
for
many
Destiny?
yeah, wait, I mean, I think so.
There
How
should
many-
be, right? I don't think the expansions count as DLC. You know what I mean?
DLC Destiny wiki. I'm looking it up.
I
I'm
don't-
looking it
I
up,
don't-
folks. I'm getting down to the bottom
See,
of this.
I don't
really
think
wanna-
like. I don't think I don't follow the Destiny.
I believe it's a total of how much is the? It is. Oh my god! I need to go to the store.
Garrett's
Xbox-
gonna come back. We're gonna have
Destiny.
a. We're gonna
No,
have
all right. Well, the main thing is the fact that they release a game for $60, and each DLC will come out like every 3 or 4 months or whatever. Destiny had a lot. I know that. Destiny had quite a few that cost money, and then they end up just releasing the Taken King or whatever, which ends up having all 3 of them, or like the Ultimate Edition or whatever, and it has all 3.
right.
So whoever paid $60 and ended up having to buy all of those got screwed over, and they should have
Yeah.
just been a year. But then they buy
That's
that
a lot of
version.
money.
And what? How long is Destiny really supposed to be 10 years? Like they said that. Right?
No, what I was hold on. What I was saying too was when we were talking to you, when I was talking to you about that, they signed a deal with Activision.
Yeah.
For 10 years.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
they're
it
just
is.
going to keep like banging out these DLCs every couple months, add like a raid or two, add a couple weapons. People have to buy it to keep up. And it's just like to the point where it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like how many expansions does World of Warcraft have, and how long has it been out? Like 7 or 8. And
so did you find out what the season pass details entitles you?
oh yeah,
I'm
no.
looking it up right now, but these are articles posted in 2014.
All right, the Taken King's $40.
So by the looks of this, Destiny expansion pass, aka season pass detailed, you get the Dark Below and the House of Wolves. That's it.
So okay, there's 3. There's 3. Okay, yeah, that's the first 2, and the third one you don't get the
No one got the third one. I don't think. What's the third one called?
Taken King. The
Yeah, I
expansion
don't think
pack
so.
is $40, dude. Okay, well, how much is House of Wolves? Bundle only. How much is the bundle? $80 to get the Taken King
Are you
bundle.
live on PSN?
No, I'm on the Xbox Marketplace actually.
Oh.
You spend $80.
You're right here. I have the season pass. Hi guys. I spent I mowed a lot of lawns this summer, and I bought, and I had a lemonade stand, but it didn't do too well. I have the season pass for Destiny. I spent all my money and everything, my life savings for it. Will it include the new Taken King that's been advertised on YouTube and Facebook and TV and stuff? Does it include it? And it says expansion pass includes expansions 1 and 2. The Taken King expansion is not included. Hope this helps. Here's a gun.
Okay, so if you buy Destiny the Taken King for $60, you get all of the expansions.
So it's Game of the Year edition. Is what you're saying. $60 for everything that's been released.
And I believe each one came out like about $20 when they came out. So if you bought them all, you spent $120.
Which is not a bad deal, but you gotta remember that Destiny came out in 2014, fall of 2014. Yeah. So I wonder.
It has been a while, hasn't it? Wow.
How much? Let's go to GameStop, and let's say I want to buy a vanilla copy. Yeah, I'm using that term. A vanilla copy of Destiny used.
Yeah.
Because I bet you, I see it, the Taken King Legendary Edition. So let's see here, $9.99 pre-owned. Destiny, the base version is $9.99 used at GameStop.
Wow, that's not that bad actually, altogether. Then
so then so what I'm saying is the $60 version that they just released that comes with everything, is that a ripoff, or are you saving money? It's like, look, guys, $60. Look at all this content you get.
You're saving $10 technically.
Look at all this shit you get, and then it's like, yeah, so you included a $9.99 game into it.
That's how much your game is worth now.
Right.
Oh my god. Oh man. I can't believe that it's. I don't know.
Because when you said that, I sat there for a second. I'm like, man. So the Taken King, you can get the $60 version, which $60 is the standard of every game, and it includes the base, and the 2 other expansions. Really?
Yeah.
But the game is a $10 game.
I don't know. I guess I just don't understand the appeal of it.
It's to make money, and that's why everybody was really scared.
Oh yeah. The video game industry is mad.
Well, Activision
going rabid, foaming at the mouth anytime they see
specifically Activision. This is why people was afraid when Bungie signed that 10-year deal with Activision.
Because they
were like, I think Bungie even said, like, we're not going to change it, people. We're not going to change, but they are. Bungie would never have done a model.
You know something else interesting?
What?
Blizzard, I'm sure you know, but I don't know if a lot of people know that Blizzard bought King, the people who make Candy Crush.
Jesus. So technically Activision did, because it's Activision Blizzard.
Oh my god. No. So
this dude, man.
In case you guys think that this is just some like fad, but obviously it isn't, because it's been around for a very long time now. This is just the future of gaming. Is all of us. They realize that all the gamers grew up, and all the younger gamers understand how microtransactions work to a degree, So they're like, oh yeah, I can just spend my money on these guns, or I can just spend all my money
And
on this.
we all
And I'll
have
just
thanks
keep
to
buying the
the
DLCs.
mobile market for
Yeah,
that.
the mobile market basically exploded the pay to win, and it will always be around. If not even
Now,
just pay
well,
to
not
win,
the
just
pay
pay
to
to play.
win. I don't like, obviously that's not cool, the pay to
Okay,
win. But the only benefit I can see,
the constant charging, I should say,
the
the
only
attachment of your
benefit,
credit card to the
right,
console.
the only benefit I see of the microtransactions coming from the phone industry, market, whatever, coming into console games, buying those packs, buying burn cards, buying whatever you call them in Call of Duty, is that if
COD points.
COD points and crypto keys or whatever. Um, if the trade off of having that in your game is free maps or free DLC.
Yeah, right. But
That's
it
the
won't be.
that's the only. Well, I think there might be a rumor. I don't know if it's confirmed that this Battlefield game will have free DLC because it's going to have a microtransaction of a game. I can't believe that's the government hasn't got into that and count as that as
I know it
gambling.
is. To a degree, yeah, because like, are you familiar with okay, I'm gonna hit you with this little thing about RuneScape. There was a thing in it called Squeal of Fortune, which has been reworked to a
Did
degree.
Pat Sajak's son host it?
A little goblin did, but yeah,
Oh, same
essentially
thing.
the concept, and you could pay for spins with money, and some of the rewards you could get were experience points and a lot of money and rare items. So you could literally gamble on RuneScape by just dropping all your
I
money in.
remember you telling me this.
And like, and it's still there to a degree. I don't know if they like lowered it. It's called Treasure Hunter. I don't understand it now. I don't play it anymore. Surprise. And yeah, so I mean, you're right to a point. And there's been stories. I remember it was in the news that some girl stole her mom's credit card and spent $500 on MapleStory.
It could happen.
Yeah, and
I mean, but is
90 days.
gambling what is gambling? Gambling to me is you're paying money into something you don't know what you're gonna get in return.
Yeah, because usually it's just like concerning, like, I think as long as the government really only cares as long as it's like actual money being exchanged
I
in terms of like
guess
you're paying
because I guess they have it set
in a
up where
game.
you will get something like
Yeah, because
the
doesn't wait, you said crypto keys earlier. Isn't that like in Call of Duty where like you open a chest and you get something?
Yeah, you get crypto keys. All
Something.
these games that have these
Yeah.
microtransactions, Halo, whatever, Call of Duty.
Halo, they
You
did it too.
Halo
I'm
5 has
so out
it.
of the loop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that. My brother told me that. And
So
he's like,
you can get an in-game currency by just playing the game and be able to open up a rare chest or a regular chest. But they have the option, obviously, to use real money to buy in-game currency to open these chests.
yeah, it's kind of insanity.
And
I think that
people
someone needs to
pay
step in and
it.
have a very viable competition to these games that does not use that business model. Is my opinion. That needs like it needs to be a good game that doesn't just give in to the easiness, because like I obviously could see the allure
Well,
to doing whatever you can to just squeeze the most money out of your game, because like if you think about it, games used to only really make money like the publishers would make the game, like everybody put in all that work, and then the game stores they'd buy the game, and that's probably it. Like they'd buy the game from the factories.
right, and if it's more
after it's
money to the
printed.
developer, I'm all for that.
Yeah,
Especially
and
to
that's something I do understand.
maps and it doesn't if you don't want any part of it, it shouldn't affect you. Like all that stuff and those rare chests and all the loot or whatever should be purely cosmetic.
Yeah,
People will still pay for it though. It's so hilarious. People will still pay
yeah, they
and
only do it because it works.
right and think about it. If a game sold 1 million copies and only like 500,000 of them spent $2 extra buying
Yep,
one, rare chest. That's instantly all that money
that's
already.
100% true.
That's
why
all
they
it
do
takes. One person like this is kind of dumb. I'm gonna do it once and I'm done. Boom. Okay, you have like made ton of money, and then you got the people that stick with it. That's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, or even if you do it every couple times.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of crazy because and it works too good. And some people, and there will be that one person in a million who actually does drop like $100 or $200 on opening chests and goddamn Call of Duty for I don't even know what imaginable you could spend that kind of money on opening a chest in a game, but
Right.
it's like it's seriously unfathomable to me that somebody.
And when you have your credit cards and stuff or your
Yeah,
PayPal
and that's
linked to your card, where it's just a press of a button.
you have your game console, which is also you could sign up for Hulu and fucking Showtime and HBO at the same time,
Right.
and then order a pizza off Pizza Hut, and don't worry about it. Your PayPal's hooked up right there, buddy. You don't even have to get up and put anything in.
I've done that. I bought a few apps on my phone.
Yeah, I do that too.
And it's just like, well, it's $2.99. I will go to a fast food place and like spend $5 on food.
I feel the exact same way.
I guess I can spend $3 on an app. Plus, I can just hit buy, and my T-Mobile will just bill me. It just goes on my bill, and I don't have to enter anything. I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with Steam sale. I have my PayPal hooked up to Steam, and
PayPal's dangerous, man. I do the same.
God, man. It's very but if there's free DLC, if there's a point to it besides, if there's putting more content, putting more love into the game, and that stuff doesn't come cheap, and it's all not all the money. Obviously, I want some of the money to go to developers and stuff, but I want some of that money to go back into the game. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like I've spent money, like you said, like in phone games. I have definitely spent money on quite a few.
Now, I haven't stooped to that level. I didn't say no buying shit in games. I said buying apps. But tell me about your problems.
No, not like often, but I've probably done it like 4 times where I've played.
Right, so that you're that. So if an app is downloaded 50 million times, and 30 million people do it once or a couple times,
I am that person because sometimes.
Very rarely. That's why in the most last, of the big mobile games are free entry.
In the last 4 or 5 years, I maybe spent like $6 in-app purchases just in various games, and that's if I liked it enough. It's more like just being like, okay, I've played this for over 10 to 15 hours.
It's time to get the ad-free version, I guess.
I'll throw you $1.
I'll throw you $1, and then
I'll throw you some chump change. Yeah, and it's like I'm okay with that because I'm like, all right, I spent enough time on here, whatever. And that's the kind of level I'm talking about. Like, Adventure Capitalist?
Tell me.
Oh, man, it's an incremental game. I only spent like $2 on there. But I gave him $2. I played that game a long time.
I want to see how many downloads Candy Crush has on Google Play. 50 million. It's 50 million.
Yeah, trust me.
It's free.
All those people probably spent a lot of money.
I wonder when we're going to see console games that's free. Call of Duty 19.
It's already on the 3DS, man.
Call of Duty 19.
The 3DS has free games, and then like you pay to unlock all the levels.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, it is coming. It'll be to console soon. It already kind of is, I believe.
Because some games have the demo. I know there's like a puzzle game. I know on the 3DS, you're like a little guy pulling out like 3D pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The game.
Yeah, it's like Stretch-O-Mo or something. I think.
Yeah. In that game, it's the first couple of levels are free, and that's just to get you hooked. The people who like it might buy the next couple levels. The people that say, "Oh, this game's not for me," okay, they won't buy it, but you're not losing money because they were never going to buy your game.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but then some people might see Stretch-Mo. What the hell is that? Oh man, $19.99. Fuck that. But if it's free, they download it, play the first couple levels, and it's like, oh, I can get the next 5 for $5.99 or $4.99. That's like $1 a level. Of course, I'm gonna get it. I love the first 3 levels. I wanna, and boom, that's $3, $4, $5 gone.
Yeah,
they would have never got. They would have never seen that money.
It was sort of like game demos, though. I mean, I played a lot of demos and bought a game based off that. Or at least played it.
And that game demos is dying. That's the thing. That's dead.
That kind of sucks because that really did persuade me, and I loved playing game demos when I was younger.
Right.
Getting on the 360 with the blades would load up.
Right.
Go over to those demos.
And they would do like a thing called bringing E3 to home and like release all these demos from E3, and you could download them.
Oh man,
it was funny is that the big games never did that. There's never been a Gears of War demo. There's never been a Call of Duty demo.
There was a Modern Warfare 2 demo.
There was. It was. You're right. It was a single player.
Yep.
Demo.
And you played the second or third mission.
The ice level.
Yeah. the ice temple.
The ice temple. Yeah. It was always just like the weird games, and then like some of those games sucked, and then
that's how I got Eternal Sonata, that one RPG, and I played it, beat that, and bought that solely off the demo I played, just because I like the battle mechanics.
Right. Demos are good and all, but I do understand because there is a story to why demos don't happen that often. They take time. They take
I was about to
development
say, it's
time
like probably
because
yeah.
they got to they basically have to make another game that
Yep.
is just a small portion of their game. Like you just don't open up the code and cut in half, not even half, but cut it like a small sliver of it and send it. No,
Yeah, you got to recode
cut it.
everything new.
You got to wrap it. You got to make sure it runs. You got to put in, the buy now, and you got to spend money and time making this thing, and you got to send it in to whatever hosting. I think that Sony and Microsoft will charge you or something for it to host on their servers. You got to send it to them. You got to wait for it to get verification. That costs money.
Yep.
And
That's
then you
true.
get your demo on there. And it's like, is it even worth it? Can we just, and with YouTube and Twitch is a big thing. Twitch is a huge thing.
Oh my god, Twitch.
People love
watching people play games.
play video games than playing it themselves.
It's something like it's a huge phenomenon, and I kind of get it, and I really, but like at the same time there's some games, like for example I really like playing RuneScape, but the thought of sitting there and watching someone play RuneScape sounds like the most boring thing I could possibly.
Right. I think RuneScape is a bad example for that.
I know, but like at the same time, it totally makes sense for showcasing.
I watched
and like seeing someone's real reaction to like them playing the game as it's happening and it's new, you've never seen it, and you want to see what's going on.
I do like doing that. Yeah.
That makes sense to me. I totally get that.
I watched one playthrough of a game on YouTube. I'm trying to think of the name. You might have heard of it. It's called like Until Dawn on PS4. No. No.
I should get it though, huh?
Yeah, it's actually a good game. It's just one of those. Do you know what I mean by it plays like a Telltale game?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like one of those games where it's based on choices, and like the ending of the game is going to be kind of different for everybody.
I like that stuff.
I feel watching those being played on Twitch or YouTube kind of makes sense because
the
only thing
everyone picks something different.
Plus, but the only thing you're missing is that one choice. Everyone's going to be, there's only one way to play those games. Like the character movement and the cutscenes and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just the only time that's different is what decision the streamer or the person recording the video is going to. But I watched it. It was like 10, 15, 20 parts on YouTube. It was uploaded like every week. I was hooked though. I was hooked because the game is like made like a movie. Like it looks really good.
Oh, I love that.
The facial animations and stuff. I mean, I was like, holy crap! When is this dude gonna upload this next episode? I need to see what happens in this game. But for watching people like do like the Call of Duty single player or playing the Call of Duty multiplayer, why? Why am I gonna watch this unless they're like really good and it's like a tournament? If you're into that, the esports.
I actually used to try speedrunning one of those games.
I do like watching speedrunners though.
I was about to go into that.
That's a whole other genre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speedrunners.
I was say I love that stuff, but I was trying to speedrun Indigo Prophecy, the people who made Heavy Rain, their first game. It was on the Xbox original and the PS2. And I was playing it on the 360 on an Xbox original download because I actually had it.
Nice.
And I was trying to speedrun that, and I almost tried to get into Twitch, but I was about to say, basically speedrunning and Twitch. That's another thing hand in hand, if not helped boost Twitch so high because of the blank games don't quit.
And I do like watching like a lot of the old classics of the 8-bit, 16-bit era for speedruns.
Yeah, I really love. Have you ever seen the Vice City speedrun? It's something else. It is something. It's half an hour, I think.
I watched a Fallout 3 speedrun. It was like 20 minutes.
I have a friend who did that.
It probably was him.
I don't
know. It was 18 minutes. It was a world record or something.
I don't think it was a world record, but he was doing it for fun.
Now, was he the kid still out of the vault?
Whoa, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what this person was. He was still the infant walking around in the wasteland.
Wow, I've never seen that.
Like the only thing he had was a damn BB gun.
I watched it a long time ago. I did not see this.
Yeah. It was recently. It was like a year ago. It was like, new world record for Fallout 3. I'm like,
somebody just beat the Super Mario Brothers 1 record.
Man.
It was trending on Facebook.
Oh man. Should ask my parents about it.
I think like a millisecond.
They probably seen it.
His own record by a millisecond. Which is a huge deal. It was like 4 minutes and something.
I remember watching someone speedrun a Mario game on the SNES where he was picking up items and dropping them, and he explained it. He was rewriting the memory of the game.
Yeah, it's really popular.
And then, like, when he does this, then it just takes you to the, end-game screen.
Which is interesting to me that a lot of games have that error. Like, Ocarina of Time, one of the earliest speedruns was based on doing something like that, where you picked up whatever item and replaced it with whatever, and it wrote something in the game's code that did
So,
whatever.
it's so nuts that people even
and like,
know
they
of
figured
this.
it out. Yeah, like, I don't know what process you would have to take, or like how you sit down and be like, okay, this is what's happening and this is why it's happening. I'm like, what do you do? Like, do you have like,
Well, you break down the game logic, I guess, and
do you have some like machine, or like, is there a ROM that can read the code, or like, what's going on? Like,
maybe. Well, maybe. I mean, how do people make ROM hacks? Maybe there's some
Exactly.
way to open it up and see what's going on. Or like when people, like way back when you wanted to put the homebrew channel on your Wii, you had to have Twilight Princess and walk backwards on one part of the map, and it would reboot
oh my
the
God, I
Wii.
forgot about that.
It would
Do you
reboot the
remember-
Wii, and boom, there you go.
Do you remember the PSP mobile? Like, to get the mobile browser really early when it came out, you needed like the Wave Racer game for the PSP.
Yeah,
It was something really weirdly specific. I can't even remember.
like that's just nuts. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, folks.
Yeah.
I think we got some good stuff in this. This is Vidgamerz. I'm Caleb, one of the many Calebs in this company, in this LLC, in this whatever.
Limited Liability Corporation.
Exactly. Limited liability. Yeah. This is Garrett on through Skype.
Garrett Smith.
Garrett's. Oh, so I didn't want to say your last name, but your last name's kind of generic, anyways.
Now they know.
Well, yeah, they know his last name's Smith. I know everything about him. All right, guys. Until next time, which probably will never happen again. Probably another year. Probably not. We're gonna go. Peace.
Farewell.
Farewell.